All right, so I'm recording this video in beautiful Fayette, Michigan. Later on in this video, I'll say Fairport. I messed that up. It's actually Fayette, Michigan. So when you hear that later, the whole video is actually in Fayette and not Fairport. Hey, it's Tim from AK Endless Sports Cards. Well, I'm happy to report that despite having some bumps and bruises from last night's hike mishap, all is well, and I'm here in Fairport, Michigan, doing a video. So I just wanted to mention that this will probably be my last video for the next 4 or 5 days or so. I'm going to be doing some more traveling here, going to be going to a lake in a more remote part of Michigan. And so service is going to be pretty tough there and stuff like that. I won't have any internet. But this upcoming weekend, July 22nd, I'll be doing the Lansing show in Lansing, Michigan. And so I'll probably show some of the prep that I'm doing for that show as far as stuff that I'm bringing there. And then kind of resume videos, like I said, in the next 4 or 5 days. But it is beautiful out here. I know it's pretty bright, so I'm going to get back on the trail. You know, if you don't hike a lot, after my experience last night, it's probably a pretty good idea to stay on trails. You know, it's you don't want to end up in a swamp at 10 o'clock at night with a cell phone that's whose battery is dying because you got to use the light and hope that the map function comes up. But you know, neither here nor there. My cousin, who I was with at the time, and we had a good laugh about it. So. Is what it is. It's a learning experience, right? Okay, here we go. Pretty short one today. Major theme of this video is to collect how you want to collect. So, for those of you who are going to the National, and for those of you that aren't, but that may in the future, I just try to encourage people to leave negativity at home. You know, there's gonna be some things at the National that you don't like and stuff, and I just see a lot of like bickering back and forth sometimes on social media, you know, and on the collector forums, just about trivial stuff, you know, and just not worth it. So leave the negativity at home. So a few things that I haven't mentioned. One piece, so there's a large breakers pavilion at the National, and so if that's something that you're into, that could be a good source of entertainment for people, you know, that like to participate in breaks. They have live breaks, and you can always hear like live announcements, and pretty loud actually. I'm not really into breaks, but I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. Just because I'm not doesn't mean that other people don't find that to be pretty cool. So like I said, I don't do breaks, but the Breakers Pavilion, I know a lot of people find to be pretty cool. And you know, if I just need a break, pun intended, from the show, I might go and have a seat over there and kind of see what's going on. It's something different, something to do. You'll also see influencers at the National, probably less so now than a couple years ago, but you'll run into some influencers that have camera crews and stuff like that, and I see people complaining about that online as well. And you know, a lot of these people are having fun, and you know, they might say, well, they're taking up too much aisle space in certain spots. I mean, come on, guys. The convention's 850,000 square feet. Let them have some fun. You collect how you want to collect, and let them do the same. You know, that's kind of my opinion. They're not doing you any harm. Then collect and let collect, I say. That's my opinion on that. Saw some chatter about future sites of the National. I guess they, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I guess the dealers are going to like vote on some future sites. And as of right now, it's Chicago this year, of course, Cleveland next year, and Cleveland's my favorite venue actually. It's pretty spectacular. A lot of room between aisles. So if you didn't get to go this year, or if you're not going this year and you want to try to plan for next year, Cleveland's a fantastic venue. Don't let anybody steer you wrong on that. It's fantastic. It is amazing. It's my favorite. Anyways, this vote, I was reading some reports from individuals that were saying that it's coming down to Atlanta or Atlantic City. So here's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna go this way. I mentioned on a previous videos, I think a couple times, I don't go to Atlantic City. So whenever the show's there, I know that that's gonna be an off year for me. And so I need to make other plans. In the future, if this vote goes in that direction for Atlantic City, I'll probably go to one of the other big shows. You know, I got family in the Midwest. I might do a combination of like Lansing, Midwest Monster, Shipshewana, you know, try to plan a vacation around a couple of those, you know, because you want to get most bang for your buck too as far as the show that you go to. So I'd like to kind of, if I can't go to the National, I'd like to go to a couple of those in one trip. Like I say, you know, because I'm in Alaska, so it's pretty expensive to travel. So I'll probably do that on and off here. The other name that came up though is Atlanta, you know, and that could be interesting. So I usually go to the National with my brother who lives in Michigan, and then a friend of ours who's in the Upper Peninsula out in that Sault Ste. Marie area. And you know, Cleveland and Chicago are not really that long of a drive. You know, my brother's in that Grand Rapids area, and Chicago's like 3.5 hours. Cleveland maybe a little bit more, but it's not bad. Now Atlanta would be a much, much longer drive, but I might be in for that. If it's ever in Atlanta, I might go to that, because I might plan a few day trip. You know, we could stop on the way down and maybe hit up a couple other places. I love going to Tennessee. I like that Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. It's really busy and touristy, like in those towns, especially Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. But you can stay in a cabin, and when those cabins are like 5 or 10 minutes off the main strip, it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. So if you haven't been to those areas, I'd kind of think about it. So they're kind of fun. So my understanding is that AC is in the lead, and if that's the case, that's my plan. If it goes back to AC in a few years, I just won't go. And for others that do go, I hope they have a great time. I'm not hating. Just not a city that I have any interest in going to. That's okay. It's my prerogative. Okay. A couple other things. So you're going to see, and I've seen this more and more at shows, the clamshell Zion cases. A lot of people get bent out of shape over that, with the younger generation walking around with those and trading and stuff, and how some of them are putting them on dealer showcases and stuff. My opinion on that, if the dealer has a problem with it, the dealer's going to tell the people. So I don't know why people gotta get so bent out of shape over it. Now, if I was a dealer, would I like it if people were coming and setting those cases on there? I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. Just depends. But people get bent out of shape over that, and people get bent out of shape about people carrying them around. I told you in a previous video, I think that I did actually from a week or so ago, I do the roll cart, and people complain about that too. Not about mine per se, but so, you know, you just gets to a point where some people you just can't make them happy, and some people are just going to complain about stuff. But you collect how you want to collect, you know, and as long as you're not impacting somebody else's enjoyment of the hobby, then don't worry about the negativity. Because in my opinion, people should be leaving that at home anyway. You know, it's a great experience going to that show. All right, so to recap, mentioned earlier in this video, I'm going to be going to the Lansing show, July 22nd. So if anybody out there that is watching is going to go to that show, want to say hi, I'll be there. I'll take some video at that show just so people can kind of check it out. Last time I went, it was actually a really nice show. I think it was around 80, 100 tables, something like that. It was just really nice. Found some good deals there too. So I'm going to be doing that one. And then outside of that, again, it's going to be about 4 or 5 days before I put out another video. I'm going to focus on, final national prepping for the Lansing show, things like that. Going through some stuff maybe to get graded. So I will see you again in a few days. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Have a good, safe weekend. Remember, if you're into the hobby and the hobby's stressing you out financially or whatever the case may be, maybe pump the brakes a little. It's supposed to be fun, so have fun. If you find yourself falling into like a spiral of negativity, just leave the negativity at home when you go to these shows. Just have fun. Collect how you want to collect. And with that said, always remember that the opportunities for collecting sports cards are endless.